Who else read those choose your own adventure books as a kid? I loved the freedom of those books. Well, today we're throwing out the YouTube rulebook and we're heading off script, which is exactly what we've been doing in this entire series. Instead of instructing you on some new concept, today we'll take an opportunity to appreciate some awesome storytelling, both in Hollywood and non-scripted filmmakers. Hey, I'm Jen. I'm a family filmmaker and photographer, and I am your guide to adding video to your already established photography business. Today's video is part of my Storytelling for Non-Scripted Filmmakers series, so be sure to go back and watch all of the videos to continue your journey as a non-scripted filmmaker for things such as families, weddings, and events. So here's how this will work. I'm going to share two of my favorite story sequences from Hollywood-produced television series, as well as two amazing stories told by videographers working with everyday people. I'll begin by introducing the clip, and then I'll give you the option to watch it before I give my opinion, or you can wait until after. I'll direct you to the link so you can watch said clip or video. Links will be found either in the description below, or if you're watching on a screen that has those little floaty links available, I will put it there as well. The first clip I'm going to play is from the award-winning show The Bear. The Bear follows a chef, Carmy, played by Jeremy Allen White, who returns to Chicago to help run his family's deli after years in a Michelin star restaurant in New York. As the series progresses, we find out why Carmy left New York, the reasons he returned to Chicago, and how the family went about saving the fledgling restaurant. It's an excellent series. If you haven't watched it, you can catch it on Hulu. The show has some epic opening sequences, and one in particular is my absolute favorite. It's from season 3, episode 2, titled Next. If you'd prefer to watch it before I give my opinion, go ahead and find the link in the description below, and I'll see you back in a second. The opening credits play over the top of a continuous series of clips that depict blue-collar, mostly service industry workers preparing for a day of work. The music and the clips tell the story in a less obvious way than a planned-out scripted opening would. The interesting thing is, these people and what they are doing in each clip has zero tie to the characters and the direct story that's being told, but instead paint the picture of a world in which it takes place. The setting. The clips are not planned and do not depict actors doing these deeds. It is like the filmmakers went around to these real businesses and they had a documentary approach, asking these people to just show them what an everyday at their business looks like. The result is a beautiful tribute to the hardworking people of Chicago. The song Save It for Later, a song originally by English Beat, covered by frontman of Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder, is in my opinion an excellent choice to go over the top of the clips. It gives an emotional, feel-good response. If you haven't watched the aforementioned opening sequence yet, I'm going to link it right here. Go ahead and take this opportunity right now to watch it. The next brilliant piece of storytelling that I'm going to tell you about, it actually comes from the series 6 Feet Under. If you've seen the series, you probably know the exact scene that I'm going to talk about, but humor me. The show 6 Feet Under originally aired in the early 2000s on HBO, and it follows the Fisher family, who run a funeral home. Each episode begins with a cold open where somebody unrelated to the family dies. This leads to the family providing the funeral, and the story builds and progresses each week through this same format. The show's theme explores the inevitable mortality of people and the complexities of grief. The series follows this family through 5 seasons. And the clip I'm going to be talking about is, of course, the series finale. Episode 12 of season 5, titled Everyone's Waiting, ends with an epic 6.5-minute montage, basically about how each member of the family passes. It is widely considered one of the best TV endings in history. If you'd prefer to watch it before I give my opinion and say anything else, go ahead to the link in the description or on the screen up here, and I'll see you back in a minute. Are you crying yet? It's raw and emotional and actually ties up the loose ends of the story by showing the end of each character that if we've all watched 5 seasons, we've grown to love. Usually you're left with characters still having a lot of life to lead and not knowing how that life progresses. And I love how this show stuck to their main theme of mortality and grief by ending with each main character's eventual mortality. The song Breathe Me by Sia is haunting and emotional, and it really helps convey that grief. From the perspective of a filmmaker, here, the director chose wide sweeping shots to show Claire driving away from her old life into her new one. When the perspective is in the car with Claire, did you notice how the director played with time by showing the outside at hyper speed, a metaphor for how time flies by? The driving clips are interspersed with montages showing marriages, babies, celebrations, relationships, and in general, life occurring. There's a fantastic article on the site /film that goes into more detail if you're interested. I'll link that in the description below. I'm gonna read an excerpt from that article that articulates the last scene of the series way better than I can. The juxtaposition of Claire's cloudy eyes as an elderly woman with the bright blues of her younger, determined self gives you goosebumps. We see a woman at two very significant points: the beginning of her adulthood and the end of her life. This haunting yet beautiful use of this match cut reminds us that our lives are over in the blink of an eye, so we have to make the most of it. If you haven't watched this series finale clip yet, go ahead and take a watch now. Now, those are all well and good, but let's be honest. Hollywood productions have budgets, equipment, and actors to tell great stories. But what about the videographer working with normal, everyday people? We'll get into that next, but before we do, be sure to like this video and leave a comment with a link to your favorite storytelling scene from Hollywood. Let's move on to the real world, regular people examples. I'm talking to your family, wedding, and event videographers working with clients who hire them to capture something happening in real life, something unscripted. One approach is to choose a theme prior to shooting. One excellent example is the Wes Anderson trend that swept social media a couple of years ago. If you don't know what I'm talking about, filmmaker Wes Anderson is known for his unique cinematic style. He portrays meticulous symmetry, centering pastel colors, painterly compositions. Some of his films include The Royal Tenenbaums, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and more recently, The Phoenician Scheme. Wedding videographers especially use this style when filming couples. I'll link an example in the description below and on the screen here by Dylan Langley. Go ahead and take a watch. In an industry where wedding films tend to follow a distinct pattern, it's not easy to stand out. Dare I say, this wedding film is one people will watch to the actual end, even if they don't know the couple. Now, pulling this off does take a little bit more extensive planning and shot listing. Not only did this videographer have the couple on board, he had the wedding party on board, the parents on board, and all of the wedding guests. It results in a fun way to document the day versus the traditional wedding video. The risk you run is, will this stand the test of time? Will the couple look back 20 years from now and wonder why they agreed to this? I think the right couple won't, but it does take some vetting on the part of the videographer to ensure that everybody understands the goal. The last video that I'll highlight is actually one of my own. As a family videographer who built a brand on real life moments, I will say that not much of my family film sessions are planned. We have a loose schedule that we like to follow. It often goes off the rails because, well, kids, but for the most part, the activities that we do come from a questionnaire that I send the family before the session to find out what's most important that I capture. From a videographer's point of view, I go in with specific ideas in mind of what I'd like to capture, but most of the shoot is on the fly and in the moment. I just like to have a variety of shots from each activity that the family does, as I described in video 1 of the Storytelling for Non-Scripted Filmmakers series on shot sequencing. Audio is also crucial, and I go into detail on that in video number 5. I use both real-time and slow motion footage depending on what's being depicted and the feel I want for each scene. The real story comes together in the edit, and it's how I choose to lay them out. Most times it's linear, telling the story in the order that things happen. The goal is to document a typical weekend day of a family so they can have it to remember as time goes by and kids grow up. Here's a link to one of my favorite family films. These just touch the tip of the iceberg when it comes to storytelling. If you want to become a better storyteller of your non-scripted films, be sure to go back and watch this entire playlist. I go through everything from gear to shot sequencing to the elements of a story. I hope you got a kick out of this choose your own adventure style video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave me a comment. I will see you next time.